The last time we talked about a starting free-to-play GB10 team was all the way back in May of 2018. A lot can change in 2 years. I'm not the same person I was back then, and you, well, I don't know you, so I'm not going to start making assumptions. The number of waves in dungeons has been reduced by 1 across the board, and Second Awakenings have made the good boys of yesteryear into the good men of today. If I wanted to, I could give you an entire GB10 team made entirely of Second Awakened units. But I don't want to. So instead I'm going to tell you about Lauren, the light cowgirl. Lauren brings defense break, attack bar reduction, and slow on her first skill, and her skill 2 brings all that sans the slow, but with a heal block and strip on it. If I had to describe her in one word, I'd say pretty freaking rad, but hyphenated, so it counts as one word. You want her to be fast and a little tanky so she can withstand the counterattack from the boss. Since she hits 3 times on her first skill and 2 times on the second one, she's more than likely going to be the one that procs the passive. In the beginning, you may want to try ruining her on Swift Energy with an emphasis on speed HP on your 2, 4, and 6 slots. She also doesn't need to be 6-starred for this run to work, but she's so good you might as well do it, because she can be used pretty much everywhere. Lauren can be found via secret dungeons on Sundays. For her and any other SDs you may need, head on over to our Discord server. We have a whole chat channel dedicated to sharing them. Next is Bernard, the Wind Griffin. Bernard should be the fastest unit on your team. Turn cycling for him is extra important because the more turns he takes, the more teams your turns take. So rune him on Swift Energy, Swift Focus, or Swift whatever you got, really. You're gonna want speed HP on your 2, 4, and 6 slots to make him the fastest boy ever. Oh, and one quick thing too, he also doesn't necessarily need to be 6-starred for this to work, and you can get him through challenge quests along with Shannon. The Wind Pixie is here to indirectly get your teams more turns, your singular team more turns. She has an AoE slow on her second skill and an attack and defense buff on her skill 3 to help keep everyone alive. Can you guess how you should rune her? Yep, it's the same way you ruined your Bernard. Swift Energy, Swift Broken, whatever you got. Oh, and also she doesn't necessarily need to be 6-starred for this. Bella Dion has gotten way too much attention on this channel already. For the uninitiated, this monster does it all. Bella's here for defense break on skill 1 to facilitate damage and a big heal and attack bar boost on skill 3. Bella Dion's available via secret dungeons any day the Hall of Light is open. One thing to keep in mind though is that you should have Bella move ahead of your primary damage dealer so that he can apply that defense break to facilitate that damage. We made it! We're done with supports and now we can talk about our starting damage option. And I just want to emphasize that this is a starting team. That's why I've included so many support options. This team is meant to survive, even if your runes aren't the strongest yet. After we wrap this team up, I'm going to talk about some farmable upgrades that you can make along the way. Back to it, Airgar the Dark Vampire Lord is available via the Ancient Coin Shop. You can convert the ancient coins that you get by participating in events for summoning pieces. And he does a lot, so once again I'm going to direct you to the monster spotlight that we already have for him on the channel. There are 2 things that you need to know for this team though. First is that he has a beefy 38% attack power lead in dungeons. That's more than Lucian. And lastly, his third skill applies a 3-turn attack buff plus a unique vampiric effect for your whole team. You'll want to rune him on Fatal Blade with speed, crit damage, HP on your 2, 4, and 6 slots. You don't necessarily need that attack on the primary slot, unless Danger is your middle name, because he applies it with the buff and his huge attack power lead. Okay, so you've been using your starting team for a little while now, and you've replaced all of your 4-star runes with 5- and 6-star ones, and now you're ready to make some upgrades. Lauren is still here. Next we got Fran, the Light Fairy Queen. She's been seen loitering around the Ancient Coin Shop. You can get ancient coins the same way that I said you could in this same video a second ago. She can replace Shannon. Bella Dion is also still here, but maybe he's Second Awakened now? Good news, guys, we're done with the supports. Now we can talk about the fun stuff. Damage. Your first primary damage dealer is Sigmaris, the Water Phoenix, and she is here in this video. I forgot the lyrics to this song. And then we got Crow, the Dark Inugami, but he's gonna need to be Second Awakened before we're talking about the same good doggo. He's available via secret dungeons any day the Hall of Darkness is open, and he can replace Airgar. And of course, once you're feeling comfortable, you can take out the healers and just focus on damage, so your times might end up looking like this someday. But that's everything I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to reminisce about how dungeons were 2 years ago, here's the old guide from the channel. Have a good one.